Okay, it appears that we are live, and it appears that we are playing Factorio again. And I'll tell you what, I have been waiting all week to be playing this again. It's just like my favorite game, and the fact that I am forcing myself to only play 2 hours a week is, yeah, I definitely want to be playing more. But we'll see how we go. All right, so let's get straight into it, because I actually want to get a lot done today. We're definitely going to get green science, but the question is, how much more do we get on top of green science? So there's a few. Let's just have a look at supplies. We don't need any. We've got 17. We'll grab another half. I don't want to grab too many, because then it's going to sack all the iron out of this side of the belt, and not as much is going to get over there, but that's all fine. So basically what we're going to do is just focus on green science. I think I said that already. There is a couple of other things as well, like for example, later on I want to redo this, so I want to move steel all the way down the bottom. Then I want to make this iron copper, and I want to make this sapphirite stereotype, and that'll make a bit more sense, and we can fully push those on. How come these aren't on? Oh, excuse me, I'm starting to get a bit of a sneeze. I was fine before, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess that's interesting. 6 per second, 6. I guess it's never gonna fully get a yellow belt then. Maybe we need to update this setup a little bit to fully saturate a yellow belt. I mean, 12 is okay. 12 per second is okay. It's almost 15, so yeah, but it's definitely not going to fully saturate it, which is all right. So let's have a quick look at green science so you can sort of see what's going on. So transport belt inserter we already know how to make, so we can just make them again off to the side. Electronic circuits, wooden boards we've already got. Solder we're already making, we just need to route in the rubite, and that should be working correctly. We set that up at the end of last stream. Basic electronic components, take carbon and tinned wire, and the tinned wire is literally tin plate and copper wire, which we've both got on the bus already. So carbon is the missing link in all of this. So let's go ahead and, well, let's just get things done. So first of all, we're going to get the rubite going and route that through. And then we're going to get probably, I'm not sure if we can probably reuse this coal belt. I think we can probably reuse this coal belt. We don't need too much of it for carbon. Alright, so let's just copy and paste this. That looks fine. I try and bulk up on supplies, but I think we're... Actually, let's not send the poles that way, because that's going to get in the way of the bobmonium later on if we want to expand it. I need belt immunity, but that's going to take a little while. Please tell me... Yeah, okay, we've got plenty of supplies for electric power poles. I probably should automate them in the mall as well. I've got... Well, I haven't got iron chest, but I've got all of these automated, and I've got pipes automated, but... Alright. And from now on, we're just going to be building everything with regular transport belts, because we just have so many. Might as well. It is kind of awkward. We've got all the ores just sort of all over the place. And yeah, let's put it this way. I'm kind of okay with things getting a little bit spaghetti, because this is not the final base. Obviously this is not the final base, but this is not even going to be our mid-game base. We are going to be totally 100% replacing this base as soon as we get to green science. So as soon as we get to green science, we're going to unlock trains, we're going to unlock construction robots, and from that point on, we're going to start building the next base. Alright. That didn't line up correctly. I mean, it lined up correctly, but I just realized I probably want to use this belt position for bobmonium. So we're going to do this instead, and we're going to leave that other belt for bobmonium for the other thing. What the hell are you doing there? I know you're going to sit in my inventory for the next 10 million years, but I'm going to get rid of you anyway. Okay. And we actually do need another bobmonium line for the solder, because this one is just doing the tin plate at the moment. So let's go ahead and go set that up now. And yeah, see how we go with all this sort of stuff. Bobmonium's not quite filling that full belt. But that's alright. Yeah, I realize this is all sorts of spaghetti. But it's all good. Did I line that up correctly, or is that going to be slightly off? Slightly off. That's right, we can just move that over there. Yeah. Okay, so we got enough power poles. Alright, so that's our second bobmonium line. Thank you. How's our power doing? It's doing okay. We did expand it before. It's doing alright. I think I might go and fix up Stereotype a little bit. It's looking not quite healthy. Oh. Definitely needs a bit more love. The problem is, if you're extending an existing mining line, you can't just copy and paste the existing bit, because then the power poles all get weird and don't quite look good. What are you guys going? Oh, I never finished building this. Okay. We should probably, if we're going to be using this for carbon, we should probably extend this a bit as well. Actually, no, cancel that. Let's get rid of this. Let's build it vertically, so that we don't have, because you don't want, never want to have a vertical column and a horizontal column in the same mining patch. That's just weird. Okay. And I haven't quite been putting these balancers on the belts anymore. Did I run out of mining drills? No, I still got 8 of them. What are you dumb robots doing? There we go. Alright. So that gives us a lot more coal. And now we have to start getting carbon. Now carbon is a bit interesting because... let's have a look. Where is carbon? It's in one of these. Yeah, okay, here it is. So we get crushed coal by crushing coal, and then we get coke by putting that in a furnace, which thankfully we don't need to worry about fuel, because crushed coal is a fuel, or coal is a fuel, or whatever, coke is a fuel. And then we just put some steam in. So I'm planning on doing it over here. Another bloody tree. There's trees everywhere. Alright. So we will actually need to get some water over there. I never automated underground pipes, did I? No. Alright. We're going to go get some more pipes. We're going to need... Really? I have no iron in my inventory whatsoever? Okay. Get a bunch of that. And then take all of that. Get myself a pump. We could probably reuse an existing pump, but we'll grab a new one. We're also going to need Oh, we've got a bunch of ore crushers. We might as well use these. They take electricity, which is probably the worst use of an ore crusher because we literally have coal right next to us, but whatever. Oh, there we go. Look at that, burner ore crushers. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Alright. Give me this. And we just gotta... We could build the carbon back over here, actually. Not a bad place to build it, but... I think I'll pipe the water over anyway. I mean, we'll probably need water later on for something else, so we might as well just get it over with. Actually, hold back a second. Pumps. We're going to need pumps. Yeah, because this is Factorio 2.0, and Factorio 2.0 requires pumps if the belts are too long. And we do not have pumps yet. Pump. There's no pumps there. Fluid handling. All right. There's your pump. Takes green signs. All right. So we're pretty much forced to do carbon in this area then. Well, let's do it. Let's do it up here. There's a nice area up here. Doesn't seem too bad, and we shouldn't have any trouble getting the water up to that level. Yes. No, okay. Let's not do it quite there. We don't want to overlap the coal if we can avoid it. Nope. Alright. So let's have a look-see here. It's kind of screwed up my plan, but what we'll do is we'll just do that. Although we're definitely running low on mining drills, so actually cancel that. Let's just whatever. We're not going to steal from the power, because stealing the coal from the line that goes to your power supply is always a bad idea. You can get away with it, and then 6 hours later your base has started to brown out and you're like, oh, what is happening? I'm using the same single belt for coal power and plastic, and suddenly there is no power and all of my coal is gone. So yeah, let's not make that mistake, especially when we've got such a big coal patch. Alright. So, how much carbon do we need? Remember, we want 1 logistics science pack per second, 1 electronic circuit per second, but we're going to need a bunch of these for other things as well. So we need 4 per second. So we need less than 1 per second, actually, because you produce electronic components by the buttload. So we need less than 1 coke per second. So we need that. So we need barely any of these. So we need almost none of them. It's crazy how little we want. But because I still want to build a little bit, I don't feel comfortable just building 1, because eventually we're going to scale up and we're going to need electronic circuits for other uses as well. So we might as well build it like this. And we're going to do a loop like this because... So how is this? It's 2 per second. Alright, so 2 inserters like this. Pole in between them. And then the top one, we press Shift N and Bob's inserters puts it on the nearby. Okay, that's a decent amount enough. And now here we're going to actually go and have a look at coke, because the interesting thing about coke is you can make it 2 different ways. you can make it just crushed coal into coke, and you can also make it crushed coal into coke, put in some purified water, and get sulfuric wastewater out. And this is actually the preferred operation because sulfuric wastewater can be used to make sulfur, and we're going to need sulfur later for batteries. And if you remember what I said before, we're going to expand our mid base, which we're going to get right after green science, is going to use trains and roboports, and we're going to have building everything. Like the robots will be able to build everything for us. But to get robots, of course, we need batteries. So we need to take into account our robots. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to build for that. Of course, I didn't fully supply myself. What are we running out of here? Let's go over and let's pick up some supplies really quick. And see how we go. Blah, 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 blah. Should really have gotten all my supplies in advance, but this base is just so big. I can't believe, like, this is literally just over 6 hours and we've already made a base this big. Although having said that, people beat Factorio in 6 hours. Not Space Age, but vanilla Factorio, so I guess it's not that big. But I'm looking at it, I'm still like, yeah, I'm impressed. I am impressed with my own base, and that is all that matters. So, alright. Paste that. Probably put some away. Alright. Of course, you're low on iron. Do the good old press F on the belt. So, making 12. I'm not sure why I'm making 12, but let's just double check what else. Oh, it's only a liquefier when you do the thing. I don't even think I need liquefiers. Yeah, this is liquefier, but this is just a regular furnace. Okay. Do we have anything? We don't have stone furnaces yet. All right. I don't think we need 12, but I'll build 12 anyway because I'm in the mood to build 12. And then... Oh, this one is made in the liquefier. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to make some boilers. And we're going to need the boilers for stuff. I might grab some more belts, actually. I'm pretty flush on everything else, but belts. 487, it should be enough. Yeah, look at all this garbage we're starting to accumulate. Sandcress. Oh, we even got rubite in our inventory already. That's insane. Why do we have rubite going on? Oh, these belts are actually backed up. What are we backing up on here? Backed up on those two, and this is just filling out what we took already. So that's nice. The beauty of having a mall. Okay, get rid of some stuff, please. Get rid of that rubite ore. Actually, let's go down and check real quick. Make sure that the build... Alright. I do believe... Yeah, we're producing solder. Okay, so this build is working great. And the sulfur dioxide gas, look at the janky temporary build. Why isn't this getting chucked out? Rubite ore. Shift C. There it goes. Yeah, got rid of it finally. I just keep pressing Shift C and hoping it'll get rid of stuff. Okay. So that's pretty great. How much has this got? 3. So we're slowly getting rid of all of this crushed stone. So that process is good. I love squeak through. I can just run through the middle. It's a little bit annoying to run through the middle, but kind of works. Power is still good. The power, well, obviously the power requirements will go down a fair bit now that we're now that our mall is fully backed up. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Alright. Shift in, shift in, shift in. And I didn't actually mention it before, but so what we'll do later on is we'll put some liquefiers up here, and then we'll activate these inserters only when the tank of sulfuric wastewater is full. So I was planning to put the liquefiers down here, but I've already placed them and we can work around it. So, okay, now liquefiers. What's the best way to do this? It's probably not the best way to do this, but I kind of like it. And then we'll do this. I mean, you got to assume, I think I'm assuming that the end product carbon, yeah, you make 3 carbon for 2 coke, as has a fuel value of 3, and the coke has a fuel value of 2.5. So carbon is definitely the most efficient fuel source. We're not going to go crazy and start using carbon as fuel for these, but for the actual steam boilers, I think it's not a bad idea. Okay. And I'm assuming, so this needs 22.5. So this generates 60 per second. Each of these requires 22.5. That's absolutely fine. Actually, let's put them closer to the middle so the power poles can reach them easier. Not that it really matters, because I'm not sure the power poles will be able to stretch between these pairs of machines, but we can't quite do that because we need that place. Actually, I just realized we've made it very awkward, haven't we? Because no, actually we haven't. We're fine. We're absolutely fine. Okay. Oh, it does stretch that far. Beautiful. All right. Shift in, shift in, shift in, and then do that. We'll do that. And we'll do that. And I'm pretty sure that our water will stretch over here. Let's look. We're currently 60 out of... Oh, yeah, we got plenty of room. Tons and tons of room. But, yeah, if we put the... I think we may have run into troubles if we put the Coke all the way over here. That may have been... It may have been okay, but then again, it may have been a bit too much. Now, obviously, we can't use carbon for fuel. Output priority left if we haven't made any carbon. So we're going to have to seed these guys with something else. Let's just chuck some Coke in there. That'll be fine for now. And yes. All right. That seems to be a bit slow. We need 1.5. Okay. Let me chuck in a few more inserters. You guys are slow. You're slow because you're already massively backed up. Well, they actually need 2 and 2. I could put some more inserters on here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, but that is it. That is carbon. And rather than route the belt through all of that hell, we're just going to send the belt over the top of all these guys. Oh, damn you trees. I do not want to use undergrounds if I don't have to. Alright, so we're just going to go all the way over the top with our carbon. And then, geez, this is actually a long... I don't quite like having anything outside the robo coverage, but then again, it's a belt. It's fairly safe. That's it. Come on, bots. Come on. No, damn it. Damn you, bots. Okay. You know, I call this a chill session, but maybe I should have called it torturing myself by only letting myself play Factorio 2 hours a week. probably be a little bit more accurate at this point, but anyway, we will learn over time to adopt the chill mindset, to be a bit more chill, rather than me playing it and saying, oh god, I wish I could be playing more Factorio. I wish I could be playing more than just 2 hours a week. Alrighty. Try and avoid this bobmonium reserve as much as possible. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, so stone is currently the bottom. So we're fine. Alright. So we'll send the carbon on the bus. And now would be an excellent time to get this on the bus as well. And I love this long reach. Okay, see, we had perfectly enough belts, and as soon as we start messing around with the solder, we are definitely out of belts. One of the first things we're going to do after we get green science automated, while research is running in the background, is going to be upgrading this entire base. Make everything use yellow belts. We're basically just going to go complete removal of everything that's not yellow. All of the grey belts are going to be replaced. That's kind of ironic. Let's just do that. That makes things a little bit more simpler. A little bit simpler, I should say, not more simpler. Alright. Let's go fix up wood as well. And when I fix up, I mean you near side, you near side. We're probably okay, but I'm going to double this anyway. Just because we do need these for green circuits as well, so we might as well double it. We've definitely got enough wood by the looks of it. Yeah, maybe not enough wood, but we've got wood. We've definitely got wood. And I don't think building, automating green science at 1 per second is going to destroy our wood. So I think we're still okay. All right, so let's just do a checklist. Green science, transport belt inserters, we're good. Logistic science pack, electronic circuits, wooden boards, we're good. Solder, we're good. Tin, we're good. Carbon, we're good. All right, so we got everything. We got absolutely everything we need to make green science, which is nice. And I've got a ton of wood. If I go over here, can I just... Okay, that got rid of a fair bit of it. Where is this carbon? This is why I don't like to have belts outside. Oh no, there it goes. I can see it. It is on its way. It's beautiful. Yeah, most of the time it works well, but sometimes you miss one belt, and if it's outside radar range, you're like, oh, I wonder where this is going. All right, we're going to leave a little bit of space here, just in case we want to extend this mall a bit more. And look at that, I already put the thing there to put the green science. All right. So our aim is 1 per second. So we need 6 of these. 6 machines. And it's a 1, 1, 1 for everything. Let's start with the simple stuff. So transport belt. Okay, we definitely only need 1 machine for that. Let's do some maths here. So we need 1 transport belt. So we need 1 iron gear per second. Yeah, that's fine. 1 iron gear per second. Inserters. We're going to have a separate iron gear machine for the transport belts and the inserters. And then basic transport belt, also extremely fast. And again, we'll just give them all their own machines. Just simplifies the logistics. Oh, kind of. Alright. So, gear, transport belt, thingamy-bob, gear. Gear. Where's my gears? And this one, of course, takes tin. And just takes that, just takes that, just takes that, just takes that. All right. And we're going to have a tin belt come up here. All right. Okay, now we can actually start doing proper. Let's see. Yeah, we need that, and we need that. Okay. And then we're just going to have a single belt going up the middle with these belts on one side. 2 inserters for that, 2 inserters for that, 1, and 1, and then Shift L to extend it. Okay, and alright. Like to try and keep the power poles down on the bottom, because you don't want to, if you start putting power poles in here and then you want to make something later on, you delete the power poles and suddenly half your base turns off. Okay, what are we doing? We're making 2 per second. Low on iron gears. This is making 1 per second. Why are you low on iron gears? Oh, you take 2 iron gears per second. Which is fine, because we only actually need 1 belt per second. So if this is running at half speed, it doesn't really matter. It's going to look a little bit red, but that's fine. Alright, what's the other side? The other side is inserters, which again, we only need 1 per second. Okay, what do you need? You need... Okay, well, you'll be running at full speed. We just need gears. And you need plate, and then we also need that stuff. Okay. Need another iron belt. And we need one of these guys. What did we actually need these 2 gaps for? One is for wood. Oh, we just left another gap for copper plate. I'm not sure we're ever going to need that gap for copper plate, but whatever. We're all good. Alright. So then... we're just going to have these guys making the green science. And doing like that. We obviously we can't make it yet, but might as well just put the inserters down. And there's no point saturating both sides of the belt because yeah, there's just no point. Alright. Alright, now we're up to the fun part, the electronic circuits. And we are actually going to make these and put them fully on the belt. On the bus, I should say, because, yeah, we definitely need to. You're running full speed, no issues, no throughput. Okay, that's beautiful. Alright, so let's have a look. Electronic circuits. Wooden board solder on the bus, electronic components. So we're going to make electronic components locally. We're not going to put these on the bus because it's just too much. You make 5 at a time, and then the electronic circuits take 4 at a time, so direct insertion is just the way to go. So, and we're going to build this decently big, I'd say, not huge, but we're going to definitely build more than we just need for green science. And then once we put it on the bus, we're going to split it, and we're going to send it in both directions so it can come back up. So basically, well, actually, what we can do is we can do it like this. And we can just do it like that. And then I kind of haven't set my power poles up correctly to actually handle that. Let's fix these up. Nope, like that. And then ding, 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 ding. Long, 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 and long. Beautiful. Alright. And then once we've got it on the bus, wherever we create it, we can just send it up there. And I'm not going to put the other side down because I don't know exactly where it's going to be. It's probably going to be over here somewhere. Alright. So let's look at the steps. So we got 1 step, 2 steps, and then the tinned copper wire is 3 steps, and then the copper wire is 4 steps. And this one I'm actually going to use the factory planner because go away. We're fine. We've figured everything else out without you. We don't need you. How do I clear all this stuff? Clear. Delete. Circuits. 1. Alright. And then, yes, that one, and then that one. Okay. Okay, so electronic circuits. So for every 2 assembly machines, we need 3.2 of these. And then we need barely any tinned wire. And then every tinned wire, we need a bunch of copper. Now let me just double check that. So yeah, electronic circuit. Actually, let's just start building it and see what happens. Line it up. And then, so yeah, you need 2 per second. 1.25 per second. So 3 times 1.25 is 3.75, which is not 4. So we can't do a 3 to 2. We're just going to save our sanity and do a 2 to 1. This is actually really, really difficult to get 2 in there. Alright, here's what we're going to have to do. This belt is going to be wood and things. The problem is to do... Okay, so this just needs 2 per second. Alright. Done. And then this one needs half a second for each, so 1 inserter is fine, and it produces half. So we can just shift L that. Drop it down. Now, this needs barely anything of either of these guys. 1, 2... So that's our carbon line. And then... Can we get it... Alright, so... How fast do we make tinned? I realize I went into the factory planner and then I'm just completely ignoring whatever it said. So I like doing it this way. Alright, this makes 5 per second. Okay, this is beautiful. When I increase the length, it still says 1.2 per second. Alright, I'm happy with that. Alright, increase the length. And then we get a power pole here, a power pole here, and a power pole here. And we'll... Alright, so that makes 5 per second. But it takes 10 per second. That's alright, we only need... Alright, so we only need 1 per second here. Which means we only need 2 per second of the copper wire. Which means we can just do this. Actually, this produces 2 per second. Let me just give my second. So this needs a total of 1 per second, which this needs to output a total of 1 per second. So it only needs 2 copper, so we move that one over there. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. We have to do this. This is going to be our tinned cable. And then we're going to need 2 long-handed inserters. And I'm out of belts. Where are my belts? Okay. And then this is going to be our copper line, and we just need 1 per second. All right. So this as a module should be fine. All right, let's start getting things going. So copper. This is tin. This is carbon. Actually, what we can do here, and say this one. Alright, beautiful. And then this is a combination of things. Damn it. It's what happens when I stand on belts and they start moving me around in weird ways and I do weird, wacky things. Alright. So we're going to have this one come up like that. This one come up like that. And if we remember correctly, this is solder and wooden boards. So that one's right here. And then the solder right here. Yeah. Once I know what I'm doing, I'm actually pretty fast at this game. I don't think I'll ever be like speedrun material, but I'm definitely quite quick on my feet. Alright, so let's copy, move that up 1, copy and paste that, put it up there, and then this one, we'll make it a near. And there we go. And do 2. We'll do 2 for now. That gives us 2 per second, which is double what we need for... go away. That actually is a little bit awkward. Because I want to do a split, but we're not going to be able to do a split right there. We're going to have to mash it out a little bit, which is annoying. Encroach onto the next area of the belt. Which might be fine, because we might never end up using that left of this position. In which case we just start putting something on it right. Okay. Again. Drag that down. Alrighty. So let's see how this goes. Let's see. Okay, we've got an issue here. That's a relatively minor issue. And so these are taking a while, but then they do build up enough. And sooner or later they'll back up. Alright, we got green circuits. The important thing is, are you working full speed? It appears that you are. These guys are working full speed. This is working full speed. You are not working full speed, but we don't expect you to be. Alright, so we got green circuits, and I already figured out everything else, so in a second, we should have green science. Beautiful. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Kyle Morgan, for the salute. I apologize in advance if I don't look at chat very often. I've just started streaming about a month ago, and as you can imagine, when I play Factorio, I get sucked in. I go full focus mode. There we go, first logistics science pack at 6 hours and 38 minutes. Which, yeah, probably could have done it faster, but then again, we are trying to make a nice base. So, let's have a look. Actually, let's do a bit of a sanity check. Alright. If we go back down the bus, nothing is really falling over. Okay, that's nice. Nothing is really falling over. Everything seems to be fine. And we can probably check science. Red science doesn't show up in this, apparently. Okay, it's very low at the moment. Whoa. Okay, it's going in waves. Should be 60 per minute. Alright, it's a little bit slow at the moment. Oh, of course, it's gonna actually be 30 per minute because of course we're using these crappy old... Wait a sec. What is this one doing? This one is doing... Did we actually calculate into for the assemblers for 1 per second? I feel like we did. So 5 seconds, and yet I built 10 of these. Okay, so we did take into account the fact that the assembly machines are slow, which I didn't over here. All right. You know what? We do have a... Is this... We're going to have to increase this stuff, I guess, then. How... Alright, hold up a sec. How close are we to better assembly machines? Oh, we're just right there. 0.75. Why do you do this to me, game? To get... Why do you do this to me, game? You just torture me. You're torturing me so badly. Alright. We're gonna do it. We're gonna... Alright. You go over there. You go over there. We're gonna have to expand green circuit. Well, we're not gonna have to expand green circuits for science, but the problem is now that we've got green circuits, the green circuits is going to be just enough. Well, no, actually, well, it is because they're using the crappy inserters as well. All right. Using the crappy or the crappy assembly machines, I should say. All right. All right. Delete that. All right. And then we're going to reverse the direction of this belt. And do like that. That kind of looks a bit janky, to be fair, but whatever. It'll do the job. And then you go over like this. Okay. We have, just like that, we have effectively doubled that science. And now it should be getting a lot closer. Well, it should be exactly 1 per second now. How's our power looking? Still pretty good. Still pretty good. Okay, well, that's definitely good. Good to see. And yeah. So what are we gonna... Is there anything we immediately want? I mean, automation 2, not a bad place to start. Lab research speed. Oh, inserter capacity bonus. Yes, we definitely need that. Double our inserter speed is going to be awesome. Energy distribution. Modular armor. Tool belt will be nice. I remember when there used to be research for increasing this size. They got rid of that. Eventually we want... Let's start working towards... We don't... Is there anything we really need here? I don't think there is. Inserter capacity bonus is really nice, but the rest of it... I mean, circuit network is going to be good. Let's start zeroing in on trains. Okay, so engines and red belts. Engines, red belts... And then we can actually unlock trains. Ah, we're out of space. Okay. But yeah, we'll get trains and we'll get... Actually, that's the thing I really want to unlock. Fluid handling. That's a high priority. Because once we get fluid handling... So we'll drag that. And we'll drag this one up as far as it'll go. Yeah, because once we get fluid handling, we can replace this abomination with an actual tank. I really wanted to save all of the sulfur dioxide gas because we can use it for batteries later. Like, I unreasonably wanted to save all of that. And basic chemistry as well. Where's the one where we do coke? Okay, it's coal processing, this one. I mean, we're producing coke for the purpose of making green science, so we're going to be using green science for a long time. So we're going to have plenty more opportunity. We don't need to be as stingy about saving all of the different bits. Okay. So, now we've still got plenty of time, actually. We've still got over an hour left in the stream, so... Oh, this is science. I'm trying to find the chest for yellow belts, and it's not there. Alright. Look at all this grass and stuff I got in my inventory. This is very, very annoying. All of this weird grassy products. Alright. Let's start... okay. That's a pretty good start for our yellow belts. We might need some more undergrounds. Let's grab a few of those. Splitters. Let's grab a bunch of those. Now, one of the things I like... Ooh. Alright. Insert a capacity. Instantly, we're up... Are you going to be crapping me? You have got to be crapping me. We're at 1.2 and we go up to 2.35. What is this BS? That just annoys me. That just really, really annoys me. There's probably a setting somewhere to make this more decimal places, but... I mean, well, alright, let's have a look over here. So we need 6 of these to add up to 15. So 2.35 is 4.7. It's not enough. It's not enough to do 15. Ah! Doesn't really matter anyway because our setup is for 12 per second, so it's enough. But yeah. Having said that, even if it was a full 1.2, that would send it up to 2.4, which is 4.8, which is still not 15, so it wouldn't matter, but it is a little bit annoying. Okay, now we're just constrained by the bots. What are you constrained? Iron plate. Yeah. So speeding up, I'm not actually sure why I did the belts here first, because this is not the bit that we want to upgrade first, but anyway. Alright, do we go, we'll go for coal processing first of all. But yeah, we can get that going. If we have a look at productivity, science, 60 per minute. Alright. I am happy. 36 per minute? What are you doing? Why are you so slow? Oh, because they're backed up. Okay. They're slow because they're backed up, which is fine. Alright, we'll wait for all of these guys to get done, and then I'm going to go over and I'm going to fix up the iron setup. Like I mentioned, rearranging it so that you've got saphirite, and then stereotype. Make it a little bit cleaner, and yeah, upgrade all those belts. Cannot insert basic transport belt. Alright, what we need to do is we need to dump all those. And we're going to remove these from our inventory completely because we just don't need them anymore. Put 44 in there. Put a bunch in there. What the? How did you end up in there? That's not good. You guys are taking a sweet long time to do this. I definitely, maybe you won't do it for everything, because clearly doing it for everything is going to take quite a fair amount of time. But yeah, as long as I'm not stealing transport belts from Green Science, I'm doing okay. Yeah, this is the sort of thing that maybe you don't do on stream that you do off stream. But then again, we're not really doing anything off stream, So it's alright. Alright. We're going to extend the iron, at least. I'm going to make sure the iron is all solid. Alright. So, this whole setup, we're going to... No, we need to cut this bit. So we're going to cut this bit. We're not going to cut the warehouse. I'm not silly enough to cut the warehouse. Okay, that would be suicide. That would be a terrible, terrible, terrible decision. Okay. I believe that lines up there. We need to move the belt, the power pole a little bit so we can get this splitter in here. Cannot insert construction drone. Shift C, please. Get rid of some stuff. Very, very backed up on wood. Very backed up on wood. All right. Well, all right. So we got our, where is it? Not there. That's our better assemblers. That's our engines. Here we go. All right. Storage tank all corners. Huh. Don't think we really need to worry about that. Go ahead. Did I actually finish upgrading this area? I sort of ran away. Looks like I did. Beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, we may have to slow roll that building, upgrading of all the belts, because A, belts are going to take forever to do, and B, it's going to take forever for us to lay them. Alright, come on you guys, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. We wanted to leave a gap for lead plate, and I didn't leave a gap for lead plate. I just put the steel right there. All right, whatever. We're gonna sort it out later. I don't care. We'll fix it up later. We're not gonna hook it up. How the hell did you get depowered? How long have you been depowered? You just... Well, that's actually not good. That's probably been... No, this belt is actually stalling. Are we full here? We're not full here. We're just slow. We're just so very slow. Alright. Why do we have an air filter in our inventory? I must have moved out of range and it stopped building that steel thing. And now it's like, hey... Okay. Why is everything being unpowered? Ah, these must have been joined by the steel, and now we destroyed the steel, and suddenly it's like, hey, where's my power gone? Redundant power lines are the way to go in this game. Alright. What do I want to get rid of in my inventory? You can go in there. And you can go in there. That's going to screw up lead for a little while, but who cares? Let's just clear out these trees so I can put these dumb air filters down, and then they can stop being in my inventory, taking up room. Oh, I'm researching tool belt. That's good. I can only get one level, but one level will still be nice. Don't care about you inserters, just... Alright. Let's put this here. And then... You cannot insert iron pipe. Inventory is full. I need to get rid of all this wood. I've got so much wood in my inventory. Alright. I'm actually gonna delete that. Put that like that. And then like that. And then link that up and... No, wait. Gotta make sure it's hooked up by a pipe. Because if you delete something that's hooked up by a pipe, the rest of it automatically goes to another location. If it's not hooked up by a pipe, then you just lose whatever was in there. Alright. That will go for a very, very long time. We can pick this up again. Where do we dump wood? Because we don't really use it too much. I mean, yeah, part of me just wants to move over here and dump it in here. Okay, I got rid of a bunch of it. Okay. Let's fix up this setup. Actually, what we'll do, because here's the really smart way to do this. We'll fix this in stages. First thing we'll do is we'll disconnect this belt, and that way we don't have to worry about this clearing itself out. It'll just clear itself out automatically. Get rid of this belt. And we'll put a gap there, but eventually that'll go like that. Once this is cleared out, we'll change over all the recipes, and then we're good. Now, that's actually not a lot of steel. That's a lot less steel than I thought there would be. So we might be able to fit it all in our inventory. Close enough. Close enough. All right. Let's get... Oh, we can't even put the warehouse. All right. Let's put it there. Let's just put in a thing. And once again, we're going to have to move steel again further down. These trees are killing me. I want to get rid of these trees and then just have everything move. All right. So it'll be there. I'm pretty sure it'll be there. All right, let's just stand here for a second and let them do their thing. The trees are all done. The trees are all gone. We're just copying and pasting from 2 different locations. And then theoretically, if we go there, yep, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That will be where our second lead goes. All right. So we did trains already. Did we do trains? I'm pretty sure I researched trains. Maybe I didn't. Train. Oh no, we need to do logistics too. Okay, that makes sense. Logistics 2, then we can do trains. We're probably nowhere near doing trains. Fluid wagon. What is this? Smelting train. We don't need that. Petrochem trains. Oh, it's just a different looking train. It doesn't actually do smelting. It just looks like it does it. Get a car. We might as well need that. Fast inserters. Oh yeah. Needs bronze and steel. That's quite expensive actually. We probably won't be getting those for a while. Probably, I mean, bronze is not too bad. Steel is a pain, but then again, we're going to have to mass produce steel for trains anyway, so might as well get that. How do we get... Bots are going to be a pain to get, but we definitely do want to get them. And once we actually have bots, we can start to... I might as well research to them, and then we can make like a few roboports. I'm not using crawler construction bots. We're going straight for the good ones. We're going straight for the big ones. Robotics. There we go. We're going straight for... Where's the research? No, not logistics robots. There we go. Modular, we're going straight for this guy. Robotics port 1. It takes steel, batteries, electronic circuits, everything we've got. The only thing we don't have is batteries. And we've already pre-planned exactly how we can get batteries, because all batteries take is... where did we actually research batteries? Maybe we've already researched them. I still should have shown up there. Battery, basic battery, lead plate, which we're going to do here, steel plate, which we're going to do here, sulfuric acid, purified water is easy, sulfur dioxide, takes sulfur and oxygen gas. So we're pretty much set for this stuff. We're pretty much set for it. Power pole goes here. All right. So we're not going to do the second lead plate because we're not going to need that until we do batteries, so we're not going to worry about it. How's this doing? Very, very low. Wait a sec. Oh, you're both silicon based and then lead. Nickel, sorry, this is nickel. Another completely useless thing that we won't need for a very, very long time. Alright, so this is going to take a while to empty out. Go away, go away. We are going to copy and paste it. So this is going to be where the new copper goes. I suppose we've got a bunch of it already. Still got a bunch of these basic transport belts in my inventory, which is probably a good thing. Right. Are we actually missing these, or are the bots just taking their sweet time to place them? I am not sure. It definitely looks like we're missing these. Alright, 2 more blast furnaces. Getting lots of stuff going. Ooh, we could rush for bots in here, but it's going to be a while before we get them. But then again, we might as well go for all the research. Damn, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, cement, water treatment plant 2. We might as well. We'll probably be spending a couple of episodes getting bots. Oh, actually, I don't know. Maybe not. We'll have to see. It looks like there's a lot of research to get there, but the complexity of actually making them, I don't think is too bad. Because if we have a look here, the flying robot frame, electric engine unit, I should say. I missed that. Maybe that's going to be painful. Electric engines. I mean, they take lubricant. How do we get lubricant? Lubricant might be painful. Okay, we're going to have to mess around with a bunch of oil stuff. Still something I think we can reasonably do with red and green signs, because for some reason Bob's and Angels is being very nice to us and giving us full robot support before we actually get to blue signs. But yeah. Okay, so that's taken care of. This is going to be a while. But at least we got a chance to finally empty out these chests, which is nice. We'll let that run until they're all just completely gone. And we won't link up this pipe yet. Okay. And this is all a mess. This is just all a mess. All right. We need to fix these a little bit. We definitely need to fix these. Okay. We are doing some critical, semi-critical research at the moment. Well, it's not really critical, so it's okay. I feel fine. I'm going to cut these off. They're going to eventually move through, and once these areas are empty out, we just swap them over. Swap the belts, iron up the top, sapphirite up the top, stereotype down the bottom. 1,000. This is from the milestones mod, which I included a little while ago. But that's pretty good. I mean, gone from 1 to 1,000 in less than 20 minutes. So clearly we did a good setup. What other do we have? 10k. We haven't even got 10k yet because we haven't needed it, but we'll probably get this one very soon. Alright. We'll let those run for a while, and then what we also need to do is we need to make sure that all 3 of these guys are using the belts, using the good belts. Making sure they're all using proper yellow belts. And let's actually go over and see, because we're going to be going through a ton of these yellow belts. Yes, I did install Afraid of the Dark. It does not seem to be as good as I hoped it would be. But once we get modular armor, we can get night vision goggles. Perfect night vision goggles, I should say. And at that point, we're just going to be beautiful. You know what? Get in there, wood. Get in there. Get out of my inventory. Alright. So, need to upgrade these. Move some stuff around. Yeah, this episode is actually going a lot faster than I thought it would be. Right, let's go ahead. We're not actually going to join that yet, but we'll just leave it there. We could put a sorter and say prefer this side, but the problem with doing that is you end up preferring this side, but this side still drains because you're using the right hand side of the belt, and this one's only outputting on the left. What we'll do here, there we go, that'll solve that problem. And then we can do this, and then input priority left, and because we're basically balancing the sides of the belt over there, that will be fine. But we are starting to drain that one out very nicely. Okay. And while we're here, so this is 449. We're getting some belts that we don't care so much about, but that's pretty good. Get all those. They're looking pretty well drained as well. This one is completely drained. You just got a little bit of crap at the end. How did those get on there? How did those get on there? There's like some actual crushers on the belt. That's not where crushers are supposed to be. Alright. So, change the recipes. Oh. Alright. And we need to actually change this around a little bit because we want to make sure. Do we? And this may be okay, but we have a priority and a backwards sort of belt, don't we? So we want this to go on the priority belt. So this is the priority belt. Only fills up when it needs to. This one. So that one goes on that. And then this one, this iron is now on the sub-priority belt, which is the one that always gets inserted. Now that means that this is the sub-priority copper. Yeah, this is not convoluted at all. And then this becomes the main copper. For those of you who haven't seen a previous episode, we're basically prioritizing this so that the main one, which produces copper, doesn't put it in this warehouse if it's too full, to leave room for the copper that comes out of the iron one so that we don't accidentally back up the iron one. Okay, now we can change this over to stereotype, and we can change these over to stereotype as well. We can empty this crap off the end of the belt. Press Shift C, get rid of all that. I pressed Shift C, why aren't I getting rid of this? That should have been an easy thing to get rid of. And then the crushed stone, just put it there. Okie dokie. And are those belts actually... fully 15? I think they are fully 15. Oh, you need to get rid of this. I'm not sure if we care about copper being fully 15, but we'll do it anyway. I mean, we got the belt, so we might as well. And the fact they're only putting one belt on the bus at the moment, it's nice for it to be fully 15. Okay, we'll fix those up, and then we'll be in a very good position. Still need to hook that up. You are not even close to being drained. We're using barely any copper. I would have thought we'd be using more, but apparently not. Let's get the rest of this main bus sorted out as well when we get back. Oh, I forgot in the map view it doesn't, the bots don't work. I always forget that. Alright, bots, go on, get your stuff done. Yeah, so just for clarification, in case anybody is wondering, this is what's called a Factorio chill stream. And the main difference between a chill stream and a normal stream is we only play on the chill stream. So a lot of this mandrolic stuff like upgrading belts and stuff like that, normally you do that in between streams, and then you just sort of, when you do only the exciting things when you actually get on stream. But for me, I'm only playing in the chill stream. And the main reason for that is because I just play too much Factorio. In the past, I just played way too much, and you get into the stage where you just keep playing more and keep playing more. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, blah, 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 blah. And it gets to become a problem. So basically, I'm just playing on stream only. As soon as the stream's finished, I am basically done. How did iron get here? How did a bit of iron get there? That's weird. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And so that means as soon as our 2 hours are up, we are pretty much done. And okay, so we still got to wait for this to drain out. We could help it along. These guys are just taking so long. 138, 188. Let's just get rid of those. We can blank off this belt, and what we can do is we can start changing the recipes over. And send that through. And then what we can do is we can just dogleg this a bit. And then we have actual iron going through and doing stuff, which is nice. Okay, so that should give us 60 iron per second, which is going to make our mall very happy. This is the problem with making the signs after the mall, which we didn't have to do, but we kind of had to do because we needed all these resources to actually build up to this level. But we could start putting priorities. Yeah, I definitely don't want signs to start falling over, is the problem. I definitely do not want signs to start falling over. All right, let's do that. Let's get batteries going. What else do we need for this? A lot. We need a lot. I feel like, yeah, we're just going to be doing research forever. And I'm lost. I'm lost in the Bob's mod research tree. Okay. Slag processing, advanced oil refining, and let's just pick something else from the list. Well, let's. What do we need? What do we need for robots? Come on, just give me some robot action. Alright, pump checks. Alright, let's get that going. Yeah. Okay. This is definitely going to become a problem. But then again, we definitely do want. All right. You know what? Let's not worry about this for the moment. Let's just focus on making our iron as quick as possible. Okay. Come on, the bottom side. Give me a almost full belt. I want an almost full belt of iron. You're not giving me an almost full belt of iron. Where is our iron? Where is all of our iron? It's backed up on slag, which I never fixed. I was going to fix it and then I got distracted. Okay, now we're going to fix it. Now we are definitely going to fix it. Alright, so we got a full belt coming down. And we're gonna have to do something. This coal belt is just in all the wrong places. Alright. You go over there. You go over there. And we don't actually need you above the belt over there. We can just fix that up like that. Oh man, draping that iron all the way back to sort the trees out is quite annoying. Okay. And then we need a power pole there. What are these guys? Only if it's 100k. Okay. Now they still do have the logic. They just need to be hooked up again. Alright, and then near, and near. Alright. We have successfully solved our slag problem. I think. I'm pretty sure we've solved our slag problem. Let's just double check. So this produces 0.5. So that's 2, so that's 4. 4, 8, 12, 16. Ha. So we put 16 slag per second on a belt that can take 15 slag per second. I'm okay with that, mostly. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that. Should be fine. One of those is tin. Tin we're not going to be fully utilising, I don't think. Wait, we're using it a lot though. We are using it a lot. But that's okay. Yeah, well, alright. What do we got? 35 minutes left on this stream. Okay. So we've got a full belt going through here, which is kind of what we wanted. And then we got a little bit of a belt left over here, and then we're pushing them through, using them all for iron over here. So we're definitely low on iron ore, but all of these are running full speed, and we're not even backed up on copper yet. So yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing pretty good. If we have a look over here, full speed, totally saturated, 2 totally saturated yellow belts going through all the way. This is pretty sure that's running full speed. Pretty sure it is. We could just say, okay, you know what? What we're going to do here is we're going to say, so we're going to say, yeah. So this is producing 4, 8, 12. So we're only going to do 14. And we're going to split this half off to here. And then down here we've got going to have just one more. Or maybe 2 more for steel. Maybe we'll have 2 of these steel setups. Which kind of means we're going to need a 3rd belt. But then again, stuff like lead, tin, all that sort of stuff, they're going to back up. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be running full speed like the iron is. So, yes, that should be fine. Advanced ore refining. Why do we need so much of this crap for robots? I mean, robots, they didn't look that hard to make. And yet we need so much. Oil processing, gas processing, steam cracking, oil processing. Gas processing. We already got that? No, we haven't got that one. Steam processing. Oh, it's all kind of trapped behind creating bronze. That's alright. Looks like robotics is going to be trapped behind bronze until we get bronze sorted out. And there's nothing else. Bronze traps this. Bronze also seems to, yeah, trap this. So until we get bronze, we can't go any further down that tree. In which case, we'll just do other stuff. More inserter configurations. That sounds like fun. Research lab speed. That sounds like fun. Yeah. That all sounds like fun. So I did not expect to be this much done in the stream, and to be completely fair, I do not really... what happened here? What happened here? Where's our wood gone? What is going on here? Breaking everything in this base. Thank you. Please do not get broken in my base, please. Alright, so slag is going pretty solid. We sorted out this before. Let's fix up this a little bit more as well, because this was a little bit of a dinky setup, and clearly we have not finished it. And let's also do this. Maybe we'll just make our... We'll make our focus for the rest of the stream just cleaning stuff up. Right. Cleaning stuff up, making stuff nice and neat. 25k, that's pretty good. 15k, that's pretty good. 48k. I've still got plenty of space, but I do want... Well, let's have a look. This is going to be... Takes 1 per second. And this is potentially going to have 15. So... 6, 7, 8... Actually, no, they take 2. They take in 2 per second. So yeah, we only need 8 machines on each side to fully destroy the belt, to fully get all this crushed stone and turn it to stone. Alright, and we're out of power poles, but that's fine. Oh, I think I'm running low on wood. How ironic is that? Also running low on inserters. That's... Can we make any? We can make a bunch. That should be enough for now. Oh, I'm handcrafting circuit boards. It's painful. It's painful, but it's not as painful as running all the way back over and picking up some more from the mall. So we're just going to accept it at this point. Okay. Yeah, I really should have had a plan for what I was going to do afterwards. But I'm just too efficient. All right. What we're going to do, actually, we'll go over, we'll get some more belts, we'll keep upgrading stuff, and we'll start setting up the lead, and we'll start setting up the steel. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring 2 more iron belts down, and two more sapphirite belts down, and we'll start working on steel. And the big problem with steel is that we need a fair amount of it, but we don't need a lot of the copper offset. So that's going to be interesting. Because, yeah, we definitely... let's just... while we're here... I didn't actually look at how many that was, but... let's go over, grab some more belts. We can dump this massive amount of transport belts that we got in our inventory. And, yeah. So, lead plates, because we know we're going to need them eventually. This is kind of the point where we don't have a direct goal. Blue science... well, we do have a direct goal, but it's a very long-term goal. It's creating rails and creating robots and stuff like that. You take some of those, and the rest we'll just put it directly in the output slot, which is a very nice trick to get rid of stuff that you don't want. Oh, it doesn't actually take those. For some reason I thought it did. Anyway. Grab me a bunch of those. We don't need to keep building those anymore. We can just pick those up now. I'll pick up a whole bunch. Shift C. Hopefully that got rid of some stuff. A whole bunch of belts. Undergrounds. Pick up another stack. Splitters we should be fine on. And I'm going to do the unthinkable here and actually pick up some wood off the bus and start handcrafting some power poles. I tell you what, we're going through the research pretty damn quick. I didn't expect us to be doing... I mean, I knew how much science we were producing, but I didn't realize it would actually be going this quickly. All right. So I think our goal is to get in a good position where next episode we can start just purely focusing on trains and stuff like that. I'm just going to get random stuff here. Large area mining drills 2. There's nothing... oh, water fill. That'll be good. That'll be really good, actually. Oh, that's after landfill. Okay, let's get that. And I'll get this. Because water fill will be great, because we won't need to worry about piping water from the lake anymore. We can just put water wherever the hell we want. Alright. And while we're sitting here, crafting poles. So we're going to need another one of these setups. Kind of. We're going to need to get the stuff in, but we're also going to need to do something over the other side to actually make the ingots. And I forgot again that the bots don't upgrade belts when they're not directly here. And for some reason they're going over to do all the belts over there. At least they're carrying multiple belts at the same time, which I can appreciate. Alright, so what are we going to need? 2 more blast furnaces. 2 of these. Running low on stone bricks. And then... did I not pick up any of these when I was over there? It appears that I did not. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up some of them. Iron is still terrible. Why? I thought iron would have picked up by now. It's not backed up on anything. Full belt of stereotype. This belt is pretty much full. I guess that's just the way that the sorting works. You always end up with half. You put in 2 full belts and you get barely over a belt. What were we going back for? These guys. Oh, 1,000. Yeah, I'll take 1,000. That's fine. Give me some more belts. Using belts like crazy. And let's ignore that for now. Alright, so in this case, what we actually want is this. But we're going to have to move this over a fair bit. Actually, we're not going to mess with this. We're going to mess with this one. Rotate. Horizontal, vertical. No. Horizontal. There we go. Put it like that. That gives us a little bit more room. And then we can do this. And we can get rid of those stupid belts because we're not doing solder anymore. And we could probably make this a bit thinner, but it's not a big deal. And yes, I realize we are still using grey belts here, but it's all good. We need... actually need 12 of these and a bunch of air filter things. Air filters, chemical plant, and flare stack. And then for these, we need a bunch more of these. Iron plates, okay. Well, they're not too far away. Of course, there aren't any in the machines. Maybe I should build a cache or something like that. And then again, we're not building new buildings all that often. I think we just need 5. And we can get a belt down here as well to figure out lead, to get lead sorted out. And lead plates, I should say, and then we'll be all good. Okay. Crafting this stuff. I thought we had more casting machines. We do have more casting machines. Alright. And while we're here, we might as well check the ratios. So you're producing 12 per second and 3. Okay. So they're the same. They're exactly the same. Yeah. And just for reference, we won't actually need these guys, this actual lead plate, until we do batteries. But we might as well make it now. Because why the hell not? Alright. Job done. And then... that's a bit too high. That's a bit too low. And that is just right. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I believe we still got the warehouse that we kept from steel that we never put back. Alright. Let's do these calculations. So 8, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. Okay, so we are officially on our fourth belt. I might as well put it all the way up there. And we might as well build it with the proper belts from the start. Put it up. No, don't like that. Do not want to waste underground belts if I don't have to. Because they are very, very expensive. Alright. Now the interesting thing is we're actually, if I do 2 steel lines, which I think is what I'm planning on doing, then we're actually going to end up with 4.5 total belts of crushed stone, which is not great. But looks like we had enough of that. 4. Out of iron. Okay. You finished off with these guys now. That's good. Do you have enough for all these? Should have enough for all these. Come on, buddy. One of you guys gonna do it? Maybe I don't have it. Either I have it. Well, let's put it this way. Either I don't have it, or I have it, and one of the bots has it in their inventory. I could have sworn I bought it. Built one of them anyway. Yes, iron still desperately low. Well, we're not desperately low on iron. We got tons of it. We're just using it all for like actual stuff. Alright, and we also needed 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And we're building tons of gears, but that really doesn't worry me. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. So 3.5. So this one is then 1, 2, 3. So that's it then. Because this is, what is this? 4, 8, 12, and then another half brings us up to 14, which is beautiful. And while I'm here, I want everything like that. Everything like that. Everything. Might as well give us our bots something to do. Lazy little guys. Alright. Well, that will give us lead plate, which is beautiful. So we've done the crushed stone. We've done the ore sorting facility. The slag. This is correct. This should be fine. It should work fine. So I reckon we get lead all set up. And then we'll do steel if we have time, but I don't think we're going to have time to get that sorted out. And I don't think we're going to have time to get all these belts sorted out, to be honest. Let's just start planning the belt anyway. Just so we can say we've done it. We're doing research so fast. I don't even know why I'm researching military. It gives me access to radars, but resins, stage, ooh, bulk inserters. Hey, those of, just bronze and steel. That's awesome. Maybe we'll focus on bronze next time. Get some of those things going. Might as well get accumulators going as well, because I do think the future of this base is probably going to be solar and accumulators. Although, unless there's something, because I like nuclear, but I mean, we are going to be building a mega base, so yeah, solar is usually the best option. Well, it's always the best option for a mega base, but it just takes a while. But the good thing about having a base that's already set up in advance to have roboports absolutely everywhere is it makes solar a lot easier, because you can just whack down a block anywhere you want and say, okay, build solar in here. And that is kind of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing city blocks, but not, well, let's put it this way. It's going to be city blocks, but it's not going to be rail blocks. So we're going to use grid aligned 100 by 100 blocks, and that block may have a straight rail, it may have a T-rail, it may have a four-way intersection, it may have a station, it may have a station loading area, it may have all sorts of things in it, and we'll just sort of put it together like Lego. But it's not going to be just four-way intersections, squares, and just rails looking like blocks, because I could do that, but I like to get a bit more creative than that. Okay, let's expand. You actually did that quite fast. Let's expand you. So you do 200 splitters, get another 50. Won't get all of them. Those are fine. Assembly machines, I think I want a bit more. No, I'm not upgrading them, so I'm not sure why I would even need them, but yeah. And this is, I think I mentioned this before, but I'll just sort of show you this behavior as well. Like, you drag that. Actually, it worked. Sometimes in certain situations, it doesn't work. Like if we just do this or something like that. Okay. I don't know. It was, I've seen it before. It's, yeah. Anyway, it didn't happen that time, but it's interesting. I've definitely seen it before though, and I think I demonstrated it early on in a previous stream, but anyway. Never mind. Okay. So, do we need... Actually, we should have picked up some miners. We don't have many miners, and I need to get a bit more... We need to get some rubite. Although, having said that, if we start getting rubite down, we're going to... So this is what happens. I press Shift C, it gets rid of all my basic circuit boards, and I can't build stuff anymore. Alright. Tin is looking extremely shaky. Tin should not be looking shaky. I mean, we haven't... Why is tin shaky? I mean, that... To be fair, we're doing like 6 or 7 per second, so... Obviously that's not going to be great. Yeah, all this stuff done. Steel, we're probably not going to have time to do. Let's go ahead. Map this belt out a little bit. Are we going to be able to... Yeah, we can fit this belt on this line. That should be fine. Never really sure where it's actually... Alright, so if you hold down Shift, it actually places a ghost. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do that so it uses less undergrounds to do that. And this one, do the same. Actually, so we need to move that out by 1. Give it room to do like that. Always want to save on your undergrounds because they're just very, 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 very expensive. And then again here. Come on, robots. Stick with me, please. And get rid of all that crap. It didn't get rid of all of it. It got rid of a lot of it, but not all of it. And of course there's a power pole here, but I can't stretch it anymore, so we're just going to have to live with the underground at this point. It's a sad day when we run out of belts, but we still got undergrounds. And then rotate that one. And yes, I know we're encroaching on the Bobmonium, but it has to be done. Okay. And then that's it. That's it. All we need now is to go. What do you mean basic transport belt? Basic transport belts. Basic transport belts. What a pain. Now all we need to do is just get stuff and upgrade stuff. So we just need 1,000,000 more belts, and I already upgraded that. All the sapphire is upgraded. Bobmonium, don't care about too much in terms of being upgraded. We need to get some more radars down there. Our radar coverage is starting to slip a little bit. I wonder how... I mean, we already researched cars, so we probably could build one if we really wanted to, but... maybe we'll worry about that next stream, if we decide. We can actually make modular armor now. Maybe I'll make some of that, because I don't have any armor at the moment. Where's that box of steel? Get some modular armor. Get some... Can we get solar panels yet? I think solar panels required something really dodgy to make. Solar energy. I don't want solar energy, I want personal. Does this actually show? It does show. Portable solar panel, there it is. Yeah, silicon wafer, glass. That's annoying stuff. And of course it's locked behind bronze. So we're not gonna worry about that yet. I think getting to robots and trains is going to be a lot more painful than I originally thought it was. I thought it would be not too bad, but yeah, I have a feeling that it is going to be a bit more painful. But anyway, we'll get the lead, the rubite moved over, and we'll get lead plates done. And then next episode, it will be probably a lot of just getting stuff done, I think. I mean, but yeah. Getting stuff done. We'll get like bronze plate made. We'll just be making progress, trying to make progress towards trains. I think the next episode a large part of it will be steel. Getting a very solid steel setup, getting some bronze going, starting to mess around with whatever, getting all the prerequisites for trains and robots basically sorted out. So whatever metals we need, whatever new technologies we need, if we do something with silicon, we'll get that sorted out. Was this not red? Well, I mean, yellow before? I could have sworn these belts were yellow. Maybe I made it with grey, right? I probably did because I've been copying and pasting mining setups, and I guess a lot of the mining setups that I've been copying and pasting were probably not good. I'd love to upgrade these right now, but if I do that, I may not have enough belts to get the rubite all the way down to the setup, so we won't be doing that quite yet. Although they're probably yellow. See, they're yellow from here onwards, so it would just be a little bit, but yeah, let's actually have a look. No, it's still a little bit more down there of all the belts. Of all the belts. Alright, before we run out, get them done. Alright, and we'll spend the last of our yellow belts upgrading absolutely everything. What's going on here? Well, you're backed up because we're backed up on solder because we're not using it enough. Tin is dead. That's a very bad sign. We need tin for belts, and if tin is dead, that's a very bad sign. We're making it. It was just stalled for some reason. Why was it stalled? I'm not sure. Maybe we do need to upgrade those bobmonium lines with some belts. Anyway, we're out of belts now, and we're almost out of time. Basically, I'm just going to keep running around getting some belts. This would probably be nice to finish off for the end of the episode, but I think we just need to upgrade a bunch more belts. So let's go grab some belts. Hopefully there's a few hundred that have been built since we went up there last. Damn. Okay, look at that. Wood is also not great. actually running out of wood. Really? Is those electronic circuits, man. We must be using a decent amount of them. Only 122 transport belts. And that'll be a big... Yeah, look, we run out of tin. Tin is completely dead. Okay, let's get some belt. Can I actually manually make some of these? No, because I'm out of tin. But that's alright. We'll go down and we'll fix up the tin. Actually, I'm not sure why the tin even needs to be fixed up. Why it slowed down so. Because it was fully stopped. It was just fully stopped. And I don't really understand how that happened. Okay, that's all that stuff done. So that belt is now going to be flowing freely. I guess we're just using more tin than we thought we were. Although, I mean, it's all on the belts. Like the belts that we're making. What's this? Advanced mining. Fluid in mining drills. Oh, that's a good thing. Where's my mining productivity? Oh god, look at all that. Look, why is mining productivity trapped behind advanced circuits? Who made that decision? I want to have a word to them. We're not going to make military science for a very long time because I don't think we really need it, but paper. Why are we making paper? I don't know. We're just researching everything. Okay. Well, anyway, we're completely out of yellow belts and we're completely out of time. And tin is kind of looking okay. Maybe we'll do let's put a nice splitter there. There we go. That'll make it work a little bit better. And yeah. Well, next episode, I think next episode our goal is definitely going to be to replace every single belt with yellow. Get everything upgraded to yellow. And we've made great leaps and strides this stream to actually get everything replaced with yellow. Like, a lot of it is, like, pretty much all of this smelting setup is now good. I don't think I actually hooked up. Did I hook the lead plate up all the way? No, I didn't. I'm missing out on this tiny little bit. Well, at least we're making... What's your problem? Power? Power is finally... I thought we had more power than this. Okay, there's a belt that needs to be upgraded with yellow. We're heading to a brownout. Alright. On that positive, very positive note, actually, maybe I'll go over and fix that now. Because, yeah, I do not want to start next episode on a brownout. So maybe we'll push our time a little bit. We'll go a few minutes over and prevent the brownout. And then once we get back into next stream, yeah. Normally I would not run over or try not to run over, but I think a brownout is a good enough reason to sort of push over the limits of our streaming time period. I've got so many undergrounds, I just keep picking them up and I never really look at them. But there we go. And wood's another thing we're going to have to fix next time, because it's the lack of wood is... It may be caused by the brownout. It's possibly going to be caused by the brownout, to be honest, because we should have more wood than this. I think we calculated like a few wood per second or something like that, but I'm not sure what's going on. Alright. So let's go ahead and upgrade this, upgrade that. Don't need that because that's that. And then and that all got upgraded. Well, we're missing 2 belts, but whatever. We can just leave 2 grey ones at the end, they don't really matter. Now we pick up a whole buttload of coal. And we dump them into the boilers and we get power back up to full steam. And then... Alright, what are we looking at? Alright, so we're back up to 41.9, which is pretty much good. And then we're going to... Why are you still complaining about low power? We've just gone completely over. Why have we... I didn't realize what's using all of it. Oh, it's all the miners. Miners are using a ton of it. I don't know how that all adds up. 20, 25, 30-ish. It doesn't seem like it should be that much, but... Anyway, alright. That'll be first thing we do next stream is fix up the power. Might as well pick that up. Just a random chest full of gears. Very useful. Yeah, and we probably need a bit more power here. A bit more of these guys. Because this is definitely not enough. Alright. But that's definitely all the time we have for today. And I don't know how this playtime is actually working. Because I definitely play for 2 hours, and I think maybe it's slightly less than a second, or yeah, every time it counts a second, it's slightly less than a real second, but we're definitely done. So there we go. We'll fix that up later. As for now, thank you very much for joining me on this stream, and I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.